Yep, they got little cars right now.
Ones. Check 1 2.
Would you like your receipt? All right, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. You too. Yeah, why?
I just want you to get it.
Oh! All right. You want me to go back over there then?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing? Why? The music has not...
Welcome to Hy-Vee Today
Oh my
with
God.
Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Oh, hello, friends. Welcome to a windy Pearl City. It's windy but sunny. Sunny but windy. Did it snow last night? I'm a pretty heavy sleeper. My wife would tell you that I snore, but I don't believe it. I think the wind woke me up. So, whoa, right? And then, like most Americans, before I got out of bed, I checked Facebook just to make sure that people were still complaining about politics and everything else. And then I felt like I saw some comments about snow. So I did that slow peek out the window, and I was trying to just mentally prepare myself in case we had gotten enough snow to truly be upset about, but we hadn't, so that was good news. And from what I can tell, we have some windows across from us in the dairy and frozen section, and it looks like there's sun coming through, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, it was just kind of I don't want to say it was a miserable day yesterday, because, you know, there was a lot of good things that happened, but it was just gray and rainy. So if we can have even a little wind and cold today, but sunshine, happy to have it, right? Yeah, that's what I'll take it. Yeah, there's a lot coming up today on the show. Chef Tess is back with us in the kitchen. I see carrots and chicken and celery. How am I doing so far? Am I getting everything correct?
That's all correct so far.
Okay, good, nice. I try to be observant as far as what you're preparing. So I don't know what you're making, but I'm sure it's going to be good. I see wine too and shrimp. Is that shrimp or no? Is that garlic? No, that's garlic.
That's garlic, yeah.
The garlic bag kind of looks like some of the shrimp bags. I'm just going to say it. So what's on the agenda?
I'm actually doing a very similar chicken dish to the one that I did on the show last Friday. So it's like a Tuscan-style braised chicken.
Nice.
It's going to be for another All Steel Catering tomorrow.
Cool. All Steel gets hooked up. It's true. And we benefit because it's going to start to smell really good here in just a few moments. Yeah, some other things that we're going to talk about later in the show. Stuff going on this weekend, from the Girls Getaway to the New Beginnings fundraiser and more. We'll get to all that, and we'll check back in with Chef Tess in just a few. My first guest is here from MCSA Program Director Scott Dahlke. Did I mispronounce your last name or did I get it right?
You nailed it.
Dahlke's in the house. Scott, sort of a newbie to Muscatine. How long have you been here now?
I moved here in 2010.
What?
I did.
You made it seem like we were talking before you just got here. You've been here since 2010. You've been here for 8 years?
I was told when I first moved here, director, he said, Scott, I sorry to tell you, if you're just moving to town, you're always going to be an implant. Doesn't matter how long you'll be here, you're always going to be an implant.
You've been here longer than I have. I for real thought like you were going to say, yeah, just a couple months ago, a year ago, but no, 8 years.
8 years.
Wow.
And loving every minute of it.
Does it feel like 8 years?
No, it's really flown by.
Wow.
It's really
okay, well
flown
then
by.
let me reshape or rephrase my question. How long have you been with MCSA?
I've been with MCSA less than a year.
Excellent. Okay.
July of last year is when I kind of took up the role.
It's such a cool place. I told you off the air that I was at MCSA yesterday. I saw you down there because our friends at Toyota Muscatine presented their very generous donation.
Yeah, we're very thankful.
Yeah, for the domestic violence shelter and the fundraiser on Saturday. And then I also told you that as many times as I've been at MCSA, yesterday was like the first time, Scott, that I'd kind of got like the mini tour from Charlotte. And I was in parts of the building that I hadn't been in before. And I think what would really surprise a lot of people that are watching this, that sort of have an idea of what MCSA is if they were to take a tour or just learn more. I mean, it's sort of like this building that houses
everything.
Right.
It's a little gem that is in Muscatine, and people just don't know about it. And I'm kind of glad that we're here at Hy-Vee, because I think MCSA is like the social service section of Hy-Vee.
Sure.
You know, you guys have so many different things going on here, a little buffet of services, you got a restaurant, you even have a laundromat. Every time I come here, I see something different that exists here. But MCSA is the same way.
Sure.
You know, we're trying to serve as well as we possibly can and take care of the whole person. We're not just a warm place for people to come to sleep. We've got your mental health covered downstairs. We've got your teeth covered, your eyes covered. We've got your health being covered coming in June. Unity Point's going to be coming and doing a wellness clinic with us.
Sure.
So we can take care of the whole person and serve as great as Hy-Vee does. Do I get cool points or fuel saver points for mentioning Hy-Vee?
I can give you a hat if you like. But yeah, that lower level at MCSA, there were folks getting dental work done. And I know that it's so great to have students from the University of Iowa's dental school come down. And I mean, we're down there and Charlotte's talking, and there's people sitting in the chair that otherwise.
And they don't mind.
And they didn't mind.
They don't mind. And you know what's interesting is how much passion they have for what they do. I never thought dentistry was exciting.
Right.
Until you talk to some of the dentists there. Like, did anybody know that you need to be an artist to be a dentist?
No, I didn't know that.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
But, you know, when I give kids tours there and I drag them to the dentist will stop them and say, hey, how many of you guys like artwork? Apparently, molding those crowns and cavities takes an artistic talent.
Wow.
And just learning that stuff from those folks is amazing. And I think that's one of the cool things about MCSA is it attracts passionate people.
Yes.
So when you come there, you get to meet all these interesting folks
Oh, yeah.
and see some interesting stuff.
So from, again, like being able to have, spaces for folks and for families to stay, it's really about, like you said, the taking care of the whole person, mind, body, and soul, for sure. And then also understanding that, like, you want to get people on a path. And Charlotte kept mentioning this yesterday, Scott, sort of like how they want everybody at MCSA to have a plan as far as like what action steps they're going to take. And I know that there's a lot of different avenues they can go down, but sticking to that plan is important, right?
It's crucial, and
Sure.
we push at MCSA. We push hard. We want people to break the cycle. We want them to get out of what's going on right now. And a lot of people don't know that there's a certain amount of responsibility that you have to take on when you come to live at MCSA.
Sure.
Excuse me. When you move in, you're expected to do a chore.
Yeah.
So the entire building's mostly maintained by the guests that are staying there.
Yeah.
We had to cut down on our maintenance hours, so it's even more crucial that we have the guests maintaining the building.
Sure.
And then they have to meet with a caseworker. The first week that they're there, they meet every single day.
Wow.
So we're pushing it hard. And that caseworker is making sure that whatever is causing that homelessness, whatever issues may be causing unhappiness in life,
Sure.
that we're addressing them and we're driving them. A lot of people don't know that it costs something to stay at MCSA. And that's kind of controversial. How do you charge homeless folks? And that's not the point. The point isn't to charge them. The point is to teach responsibility.
Right.
And what we find is that people don't mind paying their fair share. It's a laddered effect. So there's a lot of personal responsibility in coming to MCSA. And staying at the homeless shelter isn't just the only thing that we have. We have a prevention program. We have a rapid rehousing program. We have permanent supported housing programs. And then, like on the lower level, you have Robert Young Center for your mental health. You got Family Empowerment for your mental health. You have the Jubilee Center for the kids. You have Unity Point coming in to do the wellness clinic starting in June. The University of Iowa Dentistry. Dr. Corpy comes down and does eye care. The Lions Club comes down and does eye care.
It's really impressive, and when you're there, the sense you get is, I think it's different than folks would imagine. So I've been in the building enough times. I'll be down there again today for a committee meeting for the New Beginnings fundraiser. But the sense isn't despair. It's hope. It's a very hopeful place because people that are working there, volunteering there, and I think eventually folks that are staying there, hope can be contagious. And knowing that, you have all these essentially cheerleaders that are like, let's figure out what's going on and let's get you on the right path. And I know that one of those paths for a lot of people has been the welding program with MCC.
Oh, it's one of my favorites. One of my
such
favorites.
A cool story.
And I think, we're working really hard at MCSA to be extremely collaborative. And I'm super excited to be in Muscatine with all the positive leadership that exists in town right now.
Absolutely.
We have the college, and I had no idea what a resource that was when I moved to town.
Sure.
But when I started working at MCSA, a couple conversations led to another couple conversations, and now the college has become this huge collaborative partner, and we have this accelerated welding program for folks.
Yeah.
So that was when I first started there, I was like, what can we do to get these guys back up and moving, to give them some hope, And so the college stepped in and said, hey, Scott, we could put on this welding program. How would we partner? So we house them. We provide support services at MCSA. We provide food. The college also provides some food. And then the college designed this super amazing accelerated program, 6 to 8 weeks of instruction, just hard and heavy. You're doing math, blueprint, and hands-on welding.
Right.
And we've got some companies that are tied into it and are passionate as well. And want to say we're gonna give some of these guys a chance possibly if they can pass our welding test. So they'll go and they'll tour some of these companies, and our folks will say, I kind of like Raymond, or I kind of like Union Tank, or I kind of like Hoffman, and so then once they identify what company they'd like to work for, they can go back to the instructor at the lab and say, I want to try to study for Hoffman, or I want to try to study for Raymond, and that instructor will tailor their instruction towards that.
It's so, man, it's like one of the coolest things about that program for sure, is the fact that you can be down on your luck or whatever has led you to needing support from MCSA, find out about this welding program. And this is just one of the many examples. But then to be able to go and figure out, like, hey, you know what? I'd like to work for Raymond. Can you teach me about what they do? That's like a customized education that's going to lead to a great job. It's not a good job. These are great jobs.
And it just shows how versatile our college can be.
Right.
And tailoring and adjusting their instruction for this. And, it's not lost on the clients. I was meeting with a guy last night. I came in to do some notes, and one of the guys that was in the welding program came in and sat down with me. He said, Scott, I know what an opportunity this is.
Sure.
I'm never going to get another chance like this, and I can't believe that you've hooked me up with these funders and this college, because even after this welding program, I'm going to go and I'm going to be making a welder's wage, and I'm still allowed to go back to college. And now some of these people are thinking larger, going back to school while they're working as a welder, maybe getting their bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
And it's bringing more people into the office saying, Scott, how do I go to college?
Right.
I had a lady come in right after that guy last night and saying, Scott, I want to be a vet tech. How do I do that?
So great.
Bringing these people in and giving them that hope
Sure.
is super amazing. I was talking to Pastor Ty a couple weeks ago, and I was painting the picture of where the need is in Muscatine. We're 1,000 units short of affordable housing. Of every one child that's housed at MCSA, there's 5 out there that are not housed in a homeless situation. And he's like, well, the situation's so bleak. How do you get through it? And I'm like, there's so much hope, and this welding program is part of that hope.
Yeah.
And a lot of the positive leadership that you see in Muscatine right now is part of that hope. And how do we all come together to smartly address the systemic causes of poverty, of homelessness? There's answers.
And it really starts with, having a good job, and not everybody's able to do that. So again, like having more available good jobs. We have a lot of great companies, and I'm not saying that we have a shortage of jobs. Sometimes it's just a matter of, if you're stuck in a rut and you're at a job, but you feel like you could do more, where do you get the resource? At MCSA, there's, a resource lab, computer lab that we were in yesterday that can help you, with resumes and getting prepared for interviews. And that's what I think. It's just every step of the way, because you want to, I'm sure one of the best days is when someone can say, hey guys, see you later,
That's what we ask, and that's what I was talking to that guy last night. His name is Mike, and he said, Scott, when I make it, I want to come back and I want to tell the story. And I said, I hope you do. I hope you do, Mike.
Sure.
The last guy who made it, and he's incredible success, Joey. He's very humble and very modest, and he doesn't really like talking a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this guy will be able to tell that story and fill everybody in on it, because it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
And if he can inspire others, it's such a wonderful thing. We're seeing some pictures on the screen. Certainly there's the New Beginnings fundraiser, but if we go back a few, we were looking at some of the shots from, we mentioned Ty and the crew at Calvary Church. You've seen an outpouring of folks from Calvary showing up at MCSA, feeding people.
So we talk about their leadership,
Yeah.
and that's some of the positive leadership I'm talking about. Ty and Andy,
Sure.
Pastor Yenner have all come down through this MCSA and talked with me, and they're great visionaries, and they provide great direction, and apparently they can inspire their church too, because holy smokes, they have come out in swarms. We've just been so blown away by the amount of smiling faces rolling through MCSA saying, hey, let's feed your folks, let's pack up some stuff and bring it down to MCSA. I think Thursday they're going to start bringing down some of the shipment of the mountains of goodies they've assembled for us.
That's great.
But you see that kind of leadership now, and it's really exciting, and the churches are coming together. There's the territoriality doesn't really exist like it used to back in the day. We've had a bunch of church groups get together and pair up to volunteer to rehab a house for us.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's great.
so we got a contract with the city to provide project-based vouchers.
Sure.
We're trying to increase the affordable housing in Muscatine.
Right, absolutely.
Because, I don't know if everybody knows, but probably don't, but that's the major cause of homelessness in Muscatine.
Sure.
Is the lack of affordable housing. So anyways, we have this house that we got a contract with the city to provide project-based vouchers, and 4 churches paired up. They call themselves the Muscatine Team Builders. Cool. And they volunteer their time to rehab the house because it was in pretty bad shape, and it should be ready to be rented at the end of the month. It is incredible, and it's all done by people giving of their time.
Right. Again, these are folks that have busy lives and families and jobs, but feel whether it's a calling or just doing the right thing. And the other thing is, Scott, there's a lot of options when it comes to getting connected to places, MCSA, and I say that a lot. In Muscatine, MCSA being one of them. So, again, to have that group come together and say, we want to help out. And I also know that when you're able to get things like grants from the U.S. Housing and Urban Development, I mean, I wish that we didn't have this housing dilemma, but the fact that, we're not shying away from it. So we're having these conversations and we're getting things like these grants.
The grant was a huge score
Yeah.
for Muscatine. It's not a score for MCSA. It's
Sure.
a score for Muscatine because we wrote that grant and MCSA was the highest scoring, beating out many other organizations in Iowa.
Sure.
So we were the highest scoring program in Iowa. We got that grant. It's $179,000 over 2 years.
Wow.
That's just new money for Muscatine now.
Sure.
And it's going to put people in houses as fast as we possibly can get them in there. I just need to increase the affordable housing inventory.
Right. That's the other part of it. Right. You have to have that balance, don't you?
Sure
Like,
do.
Having
and
the
there's,
grant is great.
There's people
but-
stepping up
Sure.
to help out.
Sure.
Dr. Meharry and his wife
Yeah.
have partnered with us. They wrote an agreement up for us to manage one of their properties.
Sure.
So they have a duplex now that we manage for them. We find the people to put in there, and we support them and make sure that they got everything they need. Meharrys are so
They're
happy with
great
how it's
people.
turned. They're how it's turning out. They're coming down and saying it's all going super smooth. They're even thinking about expanding it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
awesome.
Good leadership in Muscatine,
Yes. And again, doesn't exist in a lot of communities this size to kind of have everybody that's all in. And speaking of being all in, Charla Schaefer, outside of being
Oh, there you go.
the
She loves to
executive
put your head on things,
She
man.
loves photoshopping. Zoom in on that, Ryan. So this is fun. So part of my duties. Apparently, I was a bartender back in the day with Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra.
You've been around for a while,
Well,
Tony.
a lot of Botox.
A lot of Botox.
Yeah, just I don't want to say that being Sicilian has anything to do with hanging out with those guys, but it doesn't hurt.
There's no heads in your bed, right?
No, they're all in the backyard. So, but I get to hand out champagne at the New Beginnings fundraiser. So we talk about MCSA, and there's the invitation. At this point, I think we're almost sold out, which is super
Yeah,
cool.
they're pretty sold out, but there's still ways to support. You can go on the website,
yes.
and you can become a sponsor of the event.
Yes, you can. I'll say this. Last year, I was fortunate enough to have one of the most humbling experiences of my life, which was getting to tour the MCSA Domestic Violence Shelter, which is at a confidential, undisclosed location for obvious reasons. It was a day, literally a day, where the shelter was empty. The next day, people were there, which is like a really complex thing to think about. And I'll say that, like, as women and families start to transition out of the shelter, they have like these kits, these baskets, these packages of things that are put together, again, by volunteers and generous people in the community. So, think about that too when you're looking for ways to get involved. Like, the shelter can always use things like toiletries and
Oh, absolutely.
sort of like, and I know that MCSA as well, it's things that we quite frankly take for granted. As you're putting on deodorant in the morning, you're not even thinking about it.
I
It's
put on
just
fresh
there.
deodorant for the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm hope that your listeners and your viewers can
I'm
appreciate
glad
that.
that we don't have smell-o-vision yet.
Oh,
But isn't it
man.
true? It's really those bare necessities, Scott, right?
No, it's so true. Sometimes we deal with complications at the shelter.
Sure.
People get angry and upset, and it's amazing what a shower can do for somebody.
Yeah.
We had somebody that was angry and upset, and crying, and nobody could figure out what was going on.
Sure.
After an hour of discussion of trying to hit the bullet points of what's going on, the dude just wanted a shower.
Wow.
He just wanted a shower, and this brought him to tears.
Wow.
So how do we provide that stuff? And we do it all through donations. Again, we have a great community, and I think that the way the community serves is impressive. I think we can.
Sure.
We're at an opportunity now where we can do more, and more people can be motivated. Come in and sit down with me and talk with me. How many things this welding program started with just one talk, just
was
one,
it?
just one conversation, and we were able to put that on within 2 weeks of the first conversation. So when 2 weeks within the first conversation, and that's why I say we got great leadership. We got people that are motivated. Come sit down, talk, and we'll see where that conversation will go. Will it go to another welding program? We can only hope. Can it go to more affordable housing? We can only hope.
Well, it's just
Hope.
It's an example of just having a good idea and and taking an action step with it. Because a lot of times, you know, you can have an idea, you can have a thought, and it's just that. So sometimes we just need to say it out loud, say it to the right people. So if you're watching this live or on the rebroadcast on MPW Channel 5 and you're thinking like, well, I have an idea, or I have resources, or I have friends that are looking for different ways to become more active in the community, folks like yourself
Just
at MCSA,
let's talk.
You're ready to listen.
Let's
right?
talk and
Yeah.
see where it leads. I've had somebody meet with me yesterday, and he wants to be involved in rehabbing houses.
Sure.
So we're just going to see where these conversations go. It's a good time to be in Muscatine, and if anybody feels so motivated to address the issues that we're having in town, we can do it. When I took over, we instituted performance measures at MCSA.
Okay.
So how are we performing as far as addressing the issues of homelessness?
Sure.
And so for the past 4 months, we're averaging 85% of the people that stayed in the family shelter
Wow.
are leaving to stable housing.
Wow.
That's unheard of. The state average, Tony,
Yeah.
is between 30 and 40%.
Jeez.
We're killing it. We're killing
Yeah.
it. And the men's side, it's a little bit tougher because they're
Sure.
sleeping on mattresses on the floor, and it seems to be more transient. It's harder to hold on to them for long enough to actually fix them. But for the past 2 months, we've been well above our benchmark. We've been around 78%. The state average, again, 20 to 30%. We're nailing it. So we're making an effect. And
Yeah.
with this welding program, if we're addressing the employment end of it,
Sure.
we're giving people hope again. And then if we can increase the affordable housing end of it, we can address the systemic causes. 84% of the people coming into our shelter are there because of affordable housing situation. If we can address the systemic issues in a smart way, we can move that needle. The poverty rate in Muscatine is 18%. The poverty rate for the county is 15%. And people are always complaining about it. We can do something about it.
Oh, yeah.
We've got plans. We've got ideas. Come on in. Let's talk. Let's put together some more plans.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to complain, right?
It sure is.
It's easy to hem and haw about things, but boy, doing the work is hard, and that's okay. I mean, if it were easy to fix homelessness, you might not have a job, right? In a perfect world,
I will take it.
MCSA ceases to
It
exist.
ceases to exist, and there's the net zero homelessness that everybody's after, and I think we can
Sure.
get to net zero. You're never going to completely end homelessness. Situations will always come up, but if we can get to a net zero where people are homeless less than a week,
Right.
and that we're at a certain percentage of the population that are becoming homeless, then that's a score. That's a score, and if we can take that 18% in Muscatine City and move that to 15%,
Absolutely.
man, we're doing it. We can do it. We can do it. It just takes motivated people.
Yeah, and if you want to get involved, we have the website pulled up, mcsaiowa.org, on social media. And again, and I say this often as well on the show, but when you put up that umbrella that says MCSA, there's a lot underneath of it.
There is a lot
So
underneath it.
If you're thinking, well, I don't know how I can get involved, there's so many different ways. I mean, from giving of your time and of yourself to giving monetarily or food or, like I said, some of those toiletry items. From thinking about helping out with the domestic violence shelter, you could adopt a day, which is a really cool program. And there's so many great businesses and individuals that support that.
Sure is.
So, I would just encourage you to reach out. What about a phone number, Scott? That's the only thing I don't have memorized is the phone number.
It's 563-264-3278.
Okay.
Again, it's 563-264-3278.
312 Iowa Avenue. It's almost as if it's on the screen in front of me. Oh, there it is.
Almost.
Nice.
I also want to plug real
Yeah,
quick.
go ahead.
We just partnered with the Robert Young Center on another project.
Cool.
We're going to have a mental health support group. So if you're feeling down and out and you just don't know what to do, you need maybe a little bit of guidance, we're going to have that for you here at MCSA. Vicky Semester, she's going to be coming down. She's a licensed therapist. On Monday, starts on the 20th of April, and so it'll be every Monday thereafter. Just a nice support group by licensed professional guidance.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. Again, we're trying to take care of the whole person and serve as well as Hy-Vee does.
It's awesome. Well, I think you're doing a better job in a different capacity, right? I mean, we're all trying to take care of people essentially, and it's pretty cool what you're doing at MCSA. Good to see you, buddy.
Tony,
See
you're the
you on
man.
Saturday,
I hope so.
first New Beginnings Domestic Violence Shelter fundraiser for you.
For me,
I
not
will
for
pass
MCSA.
you A glass of champagne as you come
Are you
in.
going to be actually wearing that skirt that Charlotte keeps trying to get you to wear?
Charlotte is trying to have a skirt. I don't know.
I have to talk to the welding lab because they were supposed to be putting that together for you.
It would essentially be, like a champagne holder. I don't know. Charlotte's creative. I'll do whatever.
She is amazing. Talk about a visionary.
Oh.
There you go. She's
I'll
gonna
do
have.
whatever.
She's got a vision of you in a skirt.
That's right. Serving champagne.
Serving champagne.
Yeah. I'll do whatever to help out a good cause. That I'm all in. The only thing that I haven't done in my career is a dunk tank. And I'm not against being in a dunk tank. A friend of mine just told me that it's a good thing to do, but if people that don't like you show up, you're going to get dunked a lot. And I always thought, like...
But everybody likes you, Tony, right?
Well, I don't know. I hope so.
Maybe we should put me in the dunk tank. That might get some money coming in.
That's my fear. I would go in the dunk tank and people would be like, I don't want to dunk him. He's a relatively nice guy and... plus he's got to climb up the ladder, and it'd be real breathy in the dunk tank, Like,
Real breathy.
whew, one dunk, done. All right, thank you for your time. I appreciate it, and I'll see you Saturday.
See you Saturday.
It's going to be awesome. All right, Chef Test in the kitchen. Overhead shot. Chicken and some veggies, and it smells real good all of a sudden. So walk the viewer through, Chef Test, what they're seeing right now.
So these are bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs.
Okay.
And what I'm doing is I'm kind of rendering the skin on the top, just
Nice.
the same way that I would like bacon.
Cool.
So you start it in a cooler pan.
Yeah.
Kind of bring the temp up slowly. What that's going to do is it's going to really render out that fat. It's going to give you a really crisp skin.
Okay.
So we're doing that first.
And it looks so cool because we have this screen set up and being able to see it. Is it weird watching yourself work?
A little bit. A little bit.
You're just like, this is chef inception, everybody. Sorry. So as you were saying, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So yeah, I've got the chicken
Yeah.
crisping up on the skin side, and
Okay.
then this is like the braising liquid, if you
Okay.
will. And this is
Ooh.
super easy.
Cool.
Like anybody could do this at home. It's carrots, onions, and celery and garlic
Mm-hmm.
together. I sweat those in olive oil.
Okay.
And I was sweating them pretty much the whole time that you were speaking to the first guest today.
I was sweating the whole time I was talking to Scott too, but I think that's just a weight problem. But yeah, so you were sweating them.
Yep, sweating them for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're doing when you do that is you really break down the cellular walls of the vegetables and
Sure.
release all those aromatics. It's super important for flavor. And then we just hit it with a hefty dose of white wine,
Nice.
about a third of a bottle actually.
Whoa.
Yeah, a lot. It's an Italian thing. So
Now, but
very wine heavy.
when people hear you say that, don't assume that you're gonna get buzzed because it all cooks off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the thing. Like when you see people adding beer or wine or booze, it's all gonna burn or cook
Oh,
off,
yeah.
right?
So you just get the flavor,
Correct.
no alcohol.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well,
So.
it smells wonderful.
Thank you.
I told you, and I don't know if you heard me when I said it, but I literally burned hash browns last night because we have one of those cast iron skillets
Yeah.
that you always forget how heavy it is when you pick it up and you're like, oh my gosh. And then you set it down and you're like, try not to break anything. So I burned hash browns last night. So I never have any fear that you're going to burn anything. I'm not saying that you're perfect, but let me just ask then. So when it comes to these hash browns, is the key to have enough like oil in the pan to avoid burning,
Yes.
getting them stuck?
Yes.
Was a cast iron skillet the wrong choice because
No.
of how hot it gets?
No, cast iron skillet is a great choice for cooking
Okay.
at home because it provides a very, very even cooking surface.
Sure.
I would say, so if your hash browns are burning, it means you don't have enough oil.
Okay.
And if your hash browns are sticking, you're either using the wrong kind of pan, which you're
Okay.
not,
Okay.
or your oil is not hot enough when you first put those hash browns in.
Okay.
When you got to have your oil really nice and warm to produce a really nice nonstick surface.
Because those hash browns are just like starch and what is water, and I mean they're gonna stick.
Yeah, and that's the key is that when potatoes hit that hot pan, they're
Yeah.
going to kind of release their water. And if your pan's not hot enough, that they start to get waterlogged.
That's what
why
I
they
did.
stick.
It was a mess. And then my wife stepped in and we had edible hash browns. We did like the breakfast for dinner last night, which I'm a fan of.
Always
and,
a great
and
choice.
my wife surprised me with like some, I don't want to say, I guess they were easy over eggs or whatever, but like she folded one and it was like perfect. And I was like, where did you learn how to, and I was like, is Emerald in my house somewhere? Is Bobby Flay like, because I'm usually, when it comes to like omelets, I can make a pretty good looking omelet, but these eggs were like That was really good, you know? And then I had to grab a piece of toast just because when you cut into that egg and you get that yolk running, you know, I feel like that's what bread was made for, just like dipping. And then your not professional chef hack for me is bake your bacon in the oven. Get a pan, tinfoil, strips of bacon. I set the oven at 425 because I'm impatient. Throw it in there, turn it once. It's the best way to do it. No grease pops. You're not going to get hit in the face with any...
It's perfect when you're making bacon for like a larger group of people as well.
Yes.
Because you can just fill your oven with bacon.
That's right.
Turn it like once maybe. Rotate the racks once maybe. And it's super easy. And you can focus on what's on the stovetop.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
That's a very good chef hack.
Thank
I'm proud
you.
of you. Proud of you.
I make pretty good bacon, everybody. I don't want to brag. All right. There's a couple things I want to talk about before we wrap up. I have some visual aids. So this is the latest issue of the mega ad here at Hy-Vee. Betsy's going to zoom in on that, so you can check that out. It's available at all the check stands, the registers. It's kind of got like rain, so there's like a weird glare effect. If I tilt it, there we go. And it was perfect yesterday since it was raining and it was in April. And you know what they say, April showers bring spring. Where are you? And then this is the new Balance magazine with Iowa's own and gold medal winning gymnast and Dancing with the Stars champ. I've talked to Shawn Johnson over the years a couple times, so she's on the cover of that. This is a very well put together magazine, from different recipes to, again, coupons, and there's a really cool, I'm going to see if I can find it. So we talk a lot about how you can get that Shingrix vaccine for shingles. There's a really cool infographic and information on that. So your Hy-Vee pharmacy can help you out for sure. So pick these up the next time you're in the store. And then I have some other stuff I want to mention, including the Moonlight Madness sale, which happens tomorrow, Thursday, from 4 to 10. You're going to save a lot of money, and we're going to pull that up for you in just a second. Moonlight Madness kicks off at 4. Now, remember, this is tomorrow, Thursday only, for 6 hours. All the deals you're about to see, that's when they're good, okay? So everything that you see on that screen in front of you, 4 to 10 tomorrow, Moonlight Madness, from half gallons of milk to Pepsi to an unbelievable deal on Tito's vodka, some food service specials, all you can eat Chinese for $5. I know we talked about this yesterday with Steve Graham, but I just want to remind you, don't miss out on it, okay? What else do I have on my notes? Next week we will get to the Chef Tess versus Brian McNally cheese spread showdown. I love that Brian works so close that he's able to say things like, yeah, and I can hear it, and then I can look over and see him with the biggest smile. That's awesome. So both Chef Tess and Brian make a cheese spread. Here's the thing, and there's the great graphic. Get me off of there for a second so they can fully see that. Look at how good that looks. So both Brian and Chef Tess make a cheese spread, and it's very good. Walk through for a second. Nobody was harmed in the making of these pictures, right? This is so great. Yeah. Clip on if you're not busy for a second. Hang on for just a second. So both Chef and Brian make these cheese spreads, and they're both different in their own way, and we just thought it would be fun to finally have a showdown to figure out who's reigns supreme. And you're feeling pretty confident, Brian McNally.
I am. They're pretty similar,
Yeah.
our two cheese spreads. Only a couple main differences. Number one being mine tastes better. I mean, besides that, though, they're pretty close.
You know Chef Tess is right there.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, okay. All
He's
right.
literally looking right at me.
Yeah, he was making a lot of eye contact, talking smack about. I think that we're all going to win when it comes to cheese spread because
They're both really, really good.
if anything, I know that we're not making the crackers that they're going on, but I feel like you have to have a good cracker, right?
You do.
You don't want
do.
something. I mean, it makes sense though, right?
Yeah,
You
either
don't
that
want
or
the cracker to take away from it, but it's got to complement it.
even a good pita crisp, pita
Oh,
chip.
I'm in.
Those are really good too for
Yeah.
it. Something sturdy.
Yeah.
They are kind of thicker spreads, so you need
Sturdy.
you need
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
I need a sturdy pita.
You need a sturdy vehicle for the cheese spread.
Sturdy Pita Chip could be my band name. That would be pretty awesome. All right, Chef Tess not doing a lot of smack talking because you're busy.
I'm letting him
That's
get
okay.
his piece.
Okay.
and That's, I'm trying to be a good sport.
Yeah,
about it.
she's gonna save all the smack talking for Tuesday of next week when you're
She's
off.
taking the high road.
That's
yeah,
right.
she will.
And then it's just gonna be like, well, guess what? Smack talk time. All right, so Chef Tess versus Brian McNally cheese spread showdown next week. Folks will be able to come to the store, sample it, vote for your favorites. We'll maybe even have a poll on Facebook. And there's the graphic once again showing off. Oh, I love it. Very fun to do that for sure. Good luck, I guess.
Hey, thanks, Tony.
Right? Chef Tess, good luck.
She needs more luck, though.
Thank you. I don't really need it, but thank you.
Confidence level high here at Hy-Vee. All right. So yeah, we talk about this weather. Ryan, do you have that goofy spring thing I sent you? So I saw this on Instagram yesterday, and I stole it because there's no original ideas anymore. So I stole it and put it out on the store's page, but it really does feel like it's January 74th. Yesterday in particular, it was just, rainy and gray outside, and it's April. We sit here today, it's April 4th. Should be a national holiday since it's Steve Graham's birthday, but we're all here. Apparently our coworker Barb makes amazing cookies, and they're in the back, and we need to try them. So I asked Steve to deliver me one. He said no. Can you believe that? On his own birthday. Thanks, Brian. So, yeah, I can't believe that. One other thing that I want to plug before we get to the team staffing job board is the girls' getaway weekend, which is coming up this weekend right here in the Pearl City. So you can have some fun and get more info at, I think it's visitmuscatine.com. We want you to have a little staycation, if you will, with the girls' getaway, okay? So think about doing that. All right, so I want to tease some guests tomorrow. Let's go with Susan Frears and Judy Yates. They'll be here on the show talking about that MCSA Domestic Violence Shelter New Beginnings fundraiser this Saturday. Doors open and fun starts at 6 at Geneva Golf and Country Club. Friday, we'll talk to Jenny Fanning Heath and Kathy Smith with the Special Needs Easter Egg Hunt. Do we have that graphic? Can we pull that one up in just a second? Special Needs Easter Egg Hunt is this Sunday. And then on Friday, we'll also be joined by Diana Broderson, the mayor of Muscatine. And there's a little... So I saw that. You know where I saw that? That was at MCSA. I took a picture of that yesterday. And I thought, you know what? I want to have that for the show. And we'll get all the details again from Jenny and Kathy on Friday. Monday of next week, Kyle Bass with the Muscatine Riverhawks semi-pro football team. And, I'm working on the schedule for the next 2 weeks. So again, as I always say, if you know somebody that should be on this show, hyveetoday@gmail.com. Team staffing job board. If you're looking for a job and we're trying to get you to work, team staffing has over 1,000 people at this very moment working in the Pearl City. Team staffing, of course, right near Happy Joe's, Lake Park Boulevard. You can't miss them. They got a couple openings we want to talk about real quick. Machine operator with forklift opening. You can reach out to Mary, 563-316-7634. And you can always email careers@teamssi.com. And what else is on the job board with team staffing? How about an auto detailer? Ooh, you could just detail my car. I don't know what they're paying you at Team, but I can pay you with crisp high fives. Call Katie, 563-316-7639. And last but not least on the old team staffing job board, general labor candidates to assist a lineman. Yeah, that's a good one. Katie's got that one as well, 563-316-7639. The team staffing job board. That's the jingle. Jingles are expensive, so if I can just sing it, then we don't have to pay for the jingles, okay? All right, so thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I can't believe it's almost 9:15 already. I say that if you're watching live with us. If you're catching the rebroadcast, it's good evening because it's 7:30 or 10:30 on Muscatine Power and Water Channel 5, thanks to Remax. Hello, Remax, the Armstrong crew. Before we go, Chef Tess one last time, just because it smells so good and you're working hard, prepping for catering at All Steel. Wow. I wish we had that smell-o-vision, chef. Are you doing a lunch tomorrow here or no because of the catering?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So April is National Grilled Cheese Month.
Ooh.
And so Brian and I are going to be setting up a station up front, in front of Floral, where we always are every Thursday.
Yes.
And we are going to be doing a build-your-own grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh.
So you come in, we're going to
Great.
have cheeses, we're going to have like pesto,
Okay.
a couple different sauces. So it's not just
Pesto.
cheese. I might sneak in my cheese spread,
Okay.
so you can throw that on your sandwich.
That's cheating.
No, I know, it's
Yeah.
totally cheating. I probably won't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
we'll be
great.
up there from 11:30 to 1:30 tomorrow selling
Cool.
those sandwiches.
Avocado on a grilled cheese? What's the thing? Avocado toast. It's like a whole thing.
Oh, it's huge.
People are loving it. I'm a fan of avocados. Good brain food. It's good for you, like blueberries.
Super healthy fat.
Yeah. So bacon on a grilled cheese.
Yes.
You're gonna have bacon ready. Okay. Now you like the cheeses might be a little different if people want to get a little adventurous, which I recommend, by the way. If you're gonna have a professional chef and Brian helping out with some grilled cheese, try a cheese that you wouldn't normally have. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, do that. You know what I mean? Have fun with it. And by golly, chef, if we have to sample a grilled cheese tomorrow,
We're going to have to.
I'm just the man for the job.
Dang it. So glad I have you.
I know. Well, thank you. Somebody has to do it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Don't miss that. Yeah. Custom build your own grilled cheese Thursday from 11:30 to 1:30. That sounds pretty good to me. I'm trying to just look at my notes in case I missed anything. I think we're good. Thanks to Scott Dahlke with MCSA. What a wonderful place. You know, like I said, I was at MCSA yesterday. I'll be there again today for a board meeting, but it's just such a powerful place to have in the community and to know all the things that they're doing. Why is Brian sharpening knives behind you? It's not Friday the 13th yet.
I'm really glad that you're getting the shot, but I'm really glad I'm not alone.
Oh, boy. This cheese spread showdown is becoming real personal. I just was like, what's that noise? Why does that sound like a knife sharpening? Oh, that's awesome. Wow. I'm glad that was over there and not behind me.
Yeah.
I would have to do one of my Steven Seagal moves, which is this right here. Remember that from all those Steven Seagal movies? Yeah. All right. Okay. I think that's going to be it. And tomorrow, as Chef Tess gets ready to rock some grilled cheese and one that we'll have to sample, perhaps we'll deploy the old Toyota Muscatine car cam to get some ingredients. But for now, that's it, friends. Thanks for watching. Hy-Vee@gmail.com. Thanks to Mary, who sent an email yesterday about some great guests that we should have on the show. April is Parkinson's Awareness Month, so I reached out. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. Please consider sending your suggestions for guests that you want to see seated next to me. I usually try and book on Wednesdays, so that's what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. So if you have suggestions to help out, Hy-Vee@gmail.com. I went the wrong way again. No, wait, I got it right there. I can even go lower. Hold on. Nice. Wait, I went a little too low. Wait, there. This is so weird. And now I'm going to go this way and then this way. There's the email address. You try and do this after 11 years of radio. I don't know where I'm looking. If I have anything in my teeth, if I got pit stains, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm good. All right. So, okay. Train's getting a little derailed. Hope to see you at the store. If not, we'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 right here on another Hy-Vee Today. This is Tony Tone. Enjoy the rest of your day and that sunshine while we have it. Bye.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community. Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.